What started as a joke, but people take it way too seriously today. What is awesome has always been awesome and forever will be awesome. What was your favorite cartoon growing up? I cannot wait to see people's answers to this. This speaks to me. Hey Arnold. It was the only cartoon I was allowed to watch at my grandmother's because it was the only one she enjoyed watching and approved of. As I spent most of my time with her after school, it was what I watched. I remember once I started watching other cartoons, they seemed vapid and frantic. Words can't express how much I love Hey Arnold. The characters were endearing, realistic, hilarious, and diverse. It featured stories and lessons that were more thought-provoking than most adult programming. It had layers that you could peel back. For instance, if you had a parent with a substance problem, you might recognize that in Helga's mom. Everything in the show always felt real, and most of all, it was calming and promoted a positive outlook on life. DuckTales, woo! Dexter's Laboratory, ah yes, omelette du fromage. The Looney Tunes, not spelt right at all, but that's okay. The Looney Tunes of my youth were, and still are, hysterically funny. They are also irreverent, politically incorrect, and often racist, but good God, they were funny. Animaniacs. And watching it now as a parent, I've gotta say, it holds up. Batman, the animated series, such a good show. Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the early 90s stuff. Oh yeah, that was my favorite iteration of the Ninja Turtles. The theme song was baller and they all looked sick. I thoroughly enjoyed them. Tom and Jerry or Jungle Junction? I can't choose. What the hell is a Jungle Junction? What the hell is this? 2008. I have never seen this before. They're just jungle animals that are cars. It's just I don't The frog is called Toad Hog. Bungo, Zooter, Ellie-Van. This is... Oh, we're moving on. What goes best with coffee? Silence. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. Not much of a coffee guy myself. I prefer a good energy drink or maybe some tea, but hey, more power to you. More coffee. A moment and a view. Cold weather. An old-fashioned donut. I do love me a good donut. I can't believe I haven't seen this response yet, so I'll throw in mine. Nothing goes better with a cup of coffee than a good book. Throughout all the most stressful or sad times in my life, it's one thing that never fails to put me at ease. It's also my favorite way to start the morning. You can never catch me reading. What I'm doing right now is the most reading I've ever done in years. I don't know why, but I cannot look at a book. I can't read. It's hard. It's hard to pay attention. Anyone else feel that way? Let me know in the comments. Being naked. Naked coffee is the best coffee. Sir, this is a Starbucks. Yeah, I know it's a Starbucks, and what's the Wi-Fi password? What is life's biggest trap people fall into? Getting into relationships with people they're not compatible with, just because they're lonely or because everyone else is doing it, or because they don't think they can ever do better. This one's calling me out. For real, for real. Oh man. Staying at the same job for too long. I made that mistake and now I'm paying for it. It doesn't help your future job prospects having only one or two things to show on your resume, and it's extremely specialized. Credit card debt. This happened to me when I first got my credit cards. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be good about it, and I absolutely was not. I only recently this year managed to get my debt under control. And I'm only 24, so that's saying a lot. A bunch of little traps called subscriptions. I always wondered where my money was going each month until I stopped nearly all of my subscription services. In traffic jam, I'm going to change lanes. This one is going faster. Ooh, this was a very targeted post. Identifying too strongly with your thoughts. Consumerism. Allowing themselves to be manipulated by advertising and marketing into thinking that they're just one product short of happiness. That you have to have a big wedding ceremony with a giant dress, tons of expensive food, flowers, photographer, catering, etc. All of that is nice and all, but maybe I'd like to get married to the person I love without putting myself in $50,000 of debt. What feels as uncomfortable as stepping into a wet spot with dry socks? You can never step into a wet spot with dry socks if you don't wear socks in the first place. That's my mantra. Having wired earbuds ripped from your ears by a doorknob or something. That gives me instant rage. When the ends of whatever long sleeve thing you're wearing gets wet. Yep, for sure. When the water splashes up on your butt while using a public toilet. Waking up to your dog making that pre-vomit noise in the pitch black of your room. Oh my god. Oh man, I don't miss that. My puppy, Jojo, is very, not pukey, so I'm pretty thankful about that. When you have a booger that moves back and forth in your nostril with every inhale and exhale in a public place that you can't do anything about. Nah, just reach in and yank that sucker. No shame. I think we should bring back having a pocket handkerchief, because that would come in handy. Literally. Touching wet food in the sink. The friction between your leg hair wearing your trousers. What are you, British? It's one of my pet peeves, is getting someone on Reddit who is noticeably British. Trying to tell a person something in a big group. They don't hear you, but some of the other people in the group do. Yes. It's also like back in school at the cafeteria when the crowd just slowly gets louder and louder, and then suddenly all goes silent as you're saying something embarrassing or awkward. So everybody ends up hearing it, as if they all somehow telepathically synced up to go quiet at the same time. A long hair stuck in the crack. Using a towel that's already moist. A mouth sore you keep poking with your tongue to see if it still hurts. Farting while sitting or wearing tight pants and having it go forward, bubbling up through my lip. Oh man. Yeah, but sometimes it gets stuck in between my lips, so it just stays there until I squeeze or open my legs. I had never thought of this being a problem before. Sorry, but it's hilarious. Oh no, I never even thought of that either. Before social media was around, how did you like to waste your time on the internet? Neopets. I just recently tried to find my old Neopets account from like 2007, but I don't remember the username, and I don't remember the email, and customer service, when I don't have those, are not very helpful. On MSN chatting, I was very addicted to IMDb. I would often search up the latest movies and shows on that website and would research what actors played certain characters. This is the reason why everyone in my family now comes to me and asks me who played who, what movies and shows are good, and are looking for something new to watch. AOL Instant Messenger was the social aspect of the internet when I was young. Stealing music off LimeWire, downloading viruses off LimeWire, StumbleUpon.com. You know, I've never really looked at that ever. The only time I've ever heard of it was in a Smosh video from 2009. Wikipedia. Good lord, did I ever read a lot of wiki articles. On the plus side, I often buy books about the things in those articles, and now, 15 years later, I'm actually reading them. Good on you, buddy. Anyone not admitting to their Club Penguin addiction is kidding themselves. Habbo Hotel. Mini Clip. What isn't as good as it used to be? Clothing quality has declined. That it sure has. The History Channel and other educational channels. I was happy to hear they recently had a day where they played documentaries recently, but really that channel has not been good in so long. Cracked.com. McDonald's. The lifespan of electronics. Once had a Hoover that lasted nearly 20 years. Nowadays, a new Hoover will only last 5 years at most. McDonald's toys. I remember some 20 years ago they used to do these really good quality glass cups and mugs with Disney pictures on them. We still have several today, and the dishwasher hasn't washed the pictures off either. Nowadays, it's just cheap mass-produced low-quality plastic toys that break in a week. Kinda sad, really. My knees! Oh, my knees! Oh! Christmas. It lost its magic for me. You grew up. Which word is always funny to say? Jabroni! Learn that word from Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Discombobulate. Focus. Discombobulate. Discombobulate. It's so fun. I say it like Sherlock Holmes from that one, the Robert Downey Jr. one. It's good. Pumpernickel. Kerfuffle. Tomfoolery. Who is Tom? And why is he fooling around? Flabbergasted. I love that flabbergasted has kind of made a comeback this year. I see it in my TikTok comments all the time whenever I'm like looking at comments in my For You page. Like, bro was flabbergasted. Skull emoji, laughing while crying emoji. Them. I'm flabbergasted. Me. My gast has been flabbered too. Indubitably. Hippopotamus. My rhymes are bottomless. Where did you get that preposterous hypothesis? Kumquat. You know why that's funny. I giggle anytime this word is said. People who refuse to use self-checkouts. Why? Unexpected item in the bagging area. Every time. I don't have that problem, so sorry. I know how to use a self-checkout machine. Looking up produce. Everything is bananas 4011. This shit is bananas. PLU 4011. I live in Germany. Our cashiers are 10 times faster than I could ever do it. Every single time. I like the human interaction. I work in tech and deal with computer systems all day. I don't want to be served by a robot after work as well. Just a little banal small talk with someone who isn't a techie colleague or wants me to fix something is most minor highlight, but a highlight nonetheless. Please put your item into the bagging area. Me puts item into the bagging area. Please put your item into the bagging area. Me lifting up item and put it into the bagging area again. Please put your item in the bagging area. Me sighs. What TV show's intro is an absolute banger? First one that came to mind was the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends intro. Such a classic cartoon intro. Gravity Falls. Succession is banger, boy. I can listen to Hawaii 5-0 all day long. Miami Vice. What We Do in the Shadows. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We were talking about this earlier, specifically the 90s one. Phineas and Ferb. We all love Bowling for Soup, that's for sure. Ben 10, the original one, absolutely. Anything after that, no way. That 70s show, absolutely good pick. How has no one said Pokemon? Indigo League, by the way. XYZ was great too. Hey guys, Pokemon. That's my thing. That's my thing. The Pokemon intros, most of them are pretty good. The newer ones, I love the new show, like Pokemon Journeys is really good, but none of the intros have been good at all. all, sadly. What song has the best guitar solo? One song really comes to mind, but let's see what everyone else has to say. Bold as Love, Jimi Hendrix. Sultans of Swing, Dire Straits. Not even a huge fan of them, but Slash on Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, he kills it. Jimmy's version of All Along the Watchtower. When Doves Cry. The guitar solo doesn't burn the house down, it's quite the opposite. Prince is making sounds come from a guitar that I've not heard before or since. Layla, the electric version. 1. Metallica. How did nobody say Freebird? Holy moly! Freebird was the first one that came to mind for me. What is your favorite Christmas movie? The original cartoon version of The Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm 26 and I watch it with my mom every year. The Muppets Christmas Carol. Home Alone. I love watching robbers get bested by a child. Christmas Vacation. Gremlins. Elf. The Holiday. But I'm biased because Jude Law is my boo. So, Nightmare Before Christmas because I love stop motion. Love Actually. Here's my answer, guys. This one, yeah. Polar Express. My favorite Christmas movie of all time. Polar Express. Gotta watch it every year. Polar Express. The animation can come off as creepy. The story is great. What is something you wish didn't exist? Wasps. TikTok. It's fun. It's harmless fun. Drivers on their cell phones. Myself. Do you need a hug, buddy? We're here for you. Random cramps. Cockroaches. Computer viruses. Creative roadblocks. What's something you hated as a kid but now enjoy as an adult? Veggies. Quiet time and going to bed early. Sleeping. As a kid, I thought it was the worst thing ever. Now I wish I was comatose. You and me both. I wish I could sleep for days. Girls. Getting clothes for Christmas. Sleeping, bathing and showering, staying home. Broccoli. Broccoli is one of the best vegetables. I don't know what you're talking about. Getting spanked hits different as an adult, TBH. All right, buddy. Sure. What's the very first video game you ever beat? Pokemon Leaf Green. Good times. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Loved that game. Spyro 2. Ripto's Rage. Super Mario Bros. Original NES. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. on the DS. Spider-Man 2001 PS1. The nostalgia. I still have my copy. Actually got a new copy from my brother for Christmas because I lost my old one. But oh my god, the last fight where you have to run away from Monster Ock at the very end of the game. Oh lord, what a freaking hard level. The Lion King game on my Sega Genesis. Pokemon Red. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the Game Boy Color. What is the worst video game you have ever played? Call of Duty Vanguard. A Superman 64 game. I'm glad we just rented it. Drops you immediately into a really difficult soaring through rings crap. Never advanced above level 1. E.T. on the Atari. Ninja Bread Man. It was a game on the Wii that I bought for $20. It was so awful. Bad story, bad animation, bad controls. Jeesh. I almost cried when I couldn't get my money back. Percy Jackson for the DS when I was like 11 or something. It was a game based on a movie based on a book, so you can probably guess how good it was. League of Legends. The Lion King on Sega. Impossible to get through the first level. I remember I used to have a game for my Game Boy Advance SP called Lego Knights or something, and there was a jousting level really early into the game that I could never get past. I ended up giving up and never beating it. What should we start teaching younger people? Hygiene. Please. How to handle rejection. It's a very important thing. Critical thinking. How money works, and how to grow their own food and live independently. That Die Hard is a Christmas movie. How to experience life without a phone permanently stuck in front of your face. This guy sounds a little bitter. Manners and respect. House chores. House chores? That's something that parents should be teaching their kids. I did them. I still do house chores. Like, come on. They don't go away. You eventually got to do them in your own house too. To the people who have been single for a very long time, what's the genuine reason? It's a choice. Not my choice, but still, I stopped trying. I like being single. All my free time is my time, and the only person I need to consider is myself. Not that I'd be against a partner if I could find someone I click with, but I'm quite happy with life as is. I don't want to be unhappily married like my friends. I haven't found anyone that makes me happier than I am by myself. I have no pressing need to be unsingle. Low self-esteem. Probably my face. What one thing instantly ruins an otherwise good movie or TV show for you? It was all a dream. I hate that trope. Rationalizing a plot point with, I had no choice. There was no other way. There always is. When it's way too dark, visually I mean, I can't see shit and I don't know what's going on. King laugh tracks. There are some where it's really, really good. Like, oh wait, I can't think of any. That's so funny. That was embarrassing. Yeah, no, laugh tracks pretty much most of the time are bad. Continuity errors. Obvious product placement and endorsements. Background clapping on TV show. Example, That 70s Show. Just bothers me for no good reason. Unnecessary romance or old flame cliche that adds nothing to the plot or character arc. Musical episodes. Drinking from a coffee cup that's obviously empty. What is the most useless fact that you know about? Human birth control pills work on female gorillas. There are 32 muscles in a cat's ear. Sid is Cookie Monster's real name. Did not know that. That's news to me. I used to watch Sesame Street all the time. In several ways, cockroaches resemble humans. A cockroach will go wash itself if you touch it. Competitive art used to be in the Olympics. I think I learned that while reading AskReddit. If all kangaroos from Australia invented Uruguay, each Uruguayan would have to fight against approximately 13 kangaroos. Wow, outnumbered. Oh my lord. That Snow White is 14 and Prince Charming is 31. Oh, goodness. The fruit orange is named after the color orange, not the other way around. I think we should rename one of them. It's getting really confusing. I think we should rename the fruit so that the annoying orange loses all credibility. A sloth can hold its breath about 3 times longer than a dolphin. I took a shit at 7:20 a.m. this morning. Good for you, buddy. Alpacas have 3 stomachs. Reddit, what's your most... I'm with the boomers on this opinion. Touchscreens in cars are fundamentally bad idea, and physical buttons need to be brought back. Distracted driving is at an all-time high. Touchscreen controls literally require you to take your eyes off the road and can create a longer time of inattention due to their complexity. I have an old car with physical controls. I can do dang near anything, radio, climate control, etc., without taking my eyes off the road and in much less time. I want a human customer service operator, not an automated operator or a chatbot. I don't need a subscription for everything. No, you don't need my phone number or email. Just let me buy my shirt and get the out of the store. Certain things shouldn't require you to download an app or create a whole account, including ordering food in a restaurant, paying for parking, buying something online, and sending a parcel. Music in bars is too loud. Edit to add that I've been a touring musician and live sound technician. I love music, but it actually sounds better at lower volumes, and I want to be able to hear it into my old age. Screw fast fashion, my clothes should be made to last. I'm not rich, so it's unavoidable, but I'm willing to spend extra on clothes that aren't made out of plastic, and I do my best to repair my damaged clothing instead of throwing it out. TV is getting too dark. Not emotionally, it is visually too dark and I can't see it. Not everything needs to connect to the internet or have an app attached to it. I just want my fridge to keep cold. I don't understand why we have to bring Wi-Fi into this situation. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I just think it'd be really funny if I was able to tweet from my refrigerator. That being said, follow Says Mason Live on Twitter. What was great advice 20 years ago, but definitely is not now? In high school, as part of one of my classes, they brought in a lady who worked HR for some recruiting firm for a few days to teach us how to do resumes and cover letters and such, and she told us even if a place has an option to apply online, always go in person and pick up an application. No one takes online applications seriously. That's so funny. My dad told me once, son, you shouldn't schedule a single vacation day the first year of your job. It shows you're committed. No. Nah. Buy Yahoo stock. Don't forget to print out your directions from MapQuest before you leave. You need to memorize this because you won't have the info accessible later. Getting a diploma will secure your life. You're searching for a soulmate on the internet? Lord, you must be insane. Yeah, now everyone's just a bunch of e-daters. To look after your phone battery, you should let it go all the way down to 0 and then charge fully to 100%. Buy that house. Sure, it seems weird that you aren't qualified for such a high home loan, but I'm sure they wouldn't offer it to you if you couldn't afford it. When you dial collect on the payphone, just say where you are, what time you need a ride, and then hang up as not to get charged. Bob, we had a baby, it's a boy. Spending whole day on the internet would never make you successful in life. I was ready to answer this question until I realized 20 years ago was 2002 and not 1992. Never meet someone from the internet. All of my friends now that I currently have at this very moment, I have met on the internet. Like Zach and Robin and Brandon. Brandon too. He was an internet friend. Now he's a real friend. Everyone needs a college degree. Trade school is absolutely the way to go for some people, myself included, and I did both. If you ever travel back in time, don't touch anything. Stay away from the guy walking down the street having a full conversation with nobody. Now it's just AirPods. Get into teaching. You get summers off and good benefits. What is awesome has always been awesome and forever will be awesome. That feeling when something you've been struggling to understand ticks over in your brain. The sudden, wonderful rush when the world becomes just a little bit bigger. When you find out that the chemo worked. And congratulations. Realizing you still have time. That first time you hold the hand of the person you like. What's that like? Good health. Clean drinking water. A nice shower after a long day. A satisfying meal after after fasting. A nice warmth feeling sitting in the sun on a cold winter day. A nice cool breeze sitting in a tree shade on a hot summer day. I think those would do me. Simple things. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. Thank you, kind strangers, for the award. It is lovely to know people still believe in simple things. Be safe and well, everyone. Clean sheets. That's a reminder for me. I need to switch my sheets. Sleep. A night sky filled with stars. 3-day weekends. I have a 3-day weekend coming up. I took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off to play the new Pokemon game. I'm very excited for it. Taking a nap and waking up to see you've teleported to your bed. Although I'm not sure that happens too often after you get past a certain age. I don't know what happened, man. It's like I lost the ability to sleep teleport once I turned 9. Then I got mentally f***ed up and regained the ability in my 20s. Drinking water when really thirsty. Friday evenings in expectation of a weekend without any plans. What started as a joke, but people take it way too seriously today. NyQuil chicken. No way. There was a guy who made a video on TikTok jokingly saying that he had a great recipe for cooking chicken in NyQuil. A few people made response videos, but everyone who saw it knew it was a joke. Then mainstream media picked it up and blew it out of proportion. They made it sound like it was an actual trend for people to be cooking NyQuil. There are already plenty of problems on TikTok, and we don't need to invent new ones to complain about. That science can't explain why bumblebees can fly. It literally started as a joke among scientists, and now some anti-scientific morons use it as an argument against science. Scientology. Come on! He's a sci-fi writer, and now a bunch of people believe they have mendichlorians or some in their blood, making them do bad things. Wow. Maybe not anymore, but Morbius. As much as I thought the Morbius meme was funny at the very start, boy did it get old really fast. Celebrities becoming politicians. After all this, I never want to be told I need experience for a job ever again. Isn't it kind of funny that the political party that makes fun of us for looking up to celebrities a little too much have elected 2 actors into office? Funny to think about. Flat Earth. Those masculinity types like alpha, omega, and sigma male, etc. Some people take this too seriously. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.